Chrissy Teigen announces that she recently realized that her miscarriage of 2 years ago was actually an abortion. She said she realized this in the wake of Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health, which overturned Roe v. Wade. Do you have a response to Chrissy Teigen?
If there's a medical procedure in that context, it's not an abortion, and it is the law in all 50 states, and it should be the law in all 50 states that doctors can intervene to save the life of the mother, even if it means tragically losing the child. That there is nobody, even the most robust pro-life advocates, nobody argues that when the woman's life is in danger, that you can't take extraordinary medical steps to preserve the mother's life. She may want to characterize it as abortion in this political context, but she described it at the time as a miscarriage, and it certainly sounds like that was an accurate description.
Yeah, it wasn't. So I understand that he cares about the political narrative, not about what is factually true. But there is a difference between a miscarriage and an abortion. A miscarriage happens spontaneously. It is not the result of a medical procedure. That is, I looked it up, an abortion. Now, he doesn't like that because the idea that abortions can be necessary to save lives busts a massive hole in their argument that they use to justify stripping the rights away from conservatively 150 million people. But that's what it is, Rayyvana. He can't just explain it away in the same way that Trump can't just keep saying the N-word means nuclear. It's not up to you, it's up to the dictionary, dude. Call Webster's.
I first of all really love that anyone asked Ted Cruz what he thinks about Chrissy Teigen's abortion. Like why is that a question that you're asking a sitting United States senator? Oh, well, Chrissy Teigen tweeted this. What do you have to say about what she was saying? Like, it's so unserious. It's embarrassing, to be honest. But since he did answer that question, yeah, he's an idiot. He's a moron. I think to some extent he knows that he's lying. But it's still really frustrating to see conservatives try to act like they're rational, right? Oh, we don't want to ban all abortion. Just want to ban. We just want to ban some abortions. We want it to be okay for when the life of the woman is in danger, which is, first of all, a decision that is not necessarily made by doctors now that abortion is illegal in many states. It's made by lawyers for the hospitals, for the doctors to see if they're going to get in trouble, if they're shielded from liability if they perform it, which it could take enough time that women could die.
Yeah,
probably will die, waiting for lawyers to make these decisions. So, and it's not even true. States are actively trying to prevent that sort of abortion in cases where the life of the woman is in danger. They're actively doing that right now. So it's ridiculous to assert that even the most vehement pro-forced birth people would never argue that when like it's literally currently happening in the courts.
Well, hold on though, Rayyvana, because we can't expect that Ted Cruz is going to know about whether it's legal in all over the country. The only way we could expect him to know that is, I guess, if it was in his own state, which of course it was. In Texas, Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit in July to block the Biden administration's guidance that requires doctors to perform abortions when they believe the procedure is needed to stabilize a mother in an emergency medical condition, which is a weird thing to do if nobody, even the most hardcore pro-lifer, would stop that from happening. It seems like they're kind of against it. He's not just advocating for the policy to change, he's filing a lawsuit to stop it from happening. This thing that you want to pretend everybody agrees on, behind the scenes, people like you are filing lawsuits to stop. This is just the latest in a long line of lies that they are telling about their position. And they're doing all of this lying for one reason. They know people don't agree with them on this. Well, I guess two reasons, and they don't care. They're not interested in what people think because they're not interested in living a democracy. They're interested in doing what they want to do, what they think benefits them and their ideology, and that's what they're doing. And if to make that omelet, a few women's lives have to serve as eggs, I suppose, in this metaphor, then they're willing to see them cracked. By the way, yeah, that was a great question. Why the hell was she asking him about Chrissy? I mean, I know, you know, on a fundamental level why. Because I don't know her name. Tommy Lauren's cousin, whatever. She knows what her role is in this media machine. It is to tee up Ted Cruz to say that a prominent woman is dumb or lying or whatever. That's what it's all about.
I also just want to remind everybody that anytime someone tells you they're pro-life and they argue positions like this, it's like so transparent that they're not pro-life, because most of the time, if the life of the pregnant person is in danger, the fetus will not be viable. So they would rather kill what they perceive to be 2 lives than save the life of an actual human being who is walking this earth and has a life. They would rather they die and the fetus never be born and also die.
Yeah.
So pro-life, my ass.
It might even be like more abstractly cruel than that. Like, you're totally right, but it also might be that they don't give a damn at all about the fetus, the woman, whatever. Those are not people. Those are a political point to be made. We will be against all abortion. Don't bother me. Don't bother me with the specifics about a person who might die. I don't care. I'm not interested in that. I want to reassure my base so that in 8 years, when I run for a different office than Texas's AG, when I run for senator or governor or whatever, I can say I had 100% record on being pro-life or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna remember. You're not gonna remember the trail of corpses left in my political wake. All I know is I'm gonna be able to say that I was pure.